Today, I want to talk about perfectionism. Of course, if it in the right portion, perfectionism can be a motivation to do something really well, to keep us going through challenges until we reach our goals. But it turns out that most perfectionists are miserable because they try to reach perfection. Perfectionism is a personal standard, an attitude or way of thinking that expects a perfection, so it rejects everything that considered less. The most common type of perfectionism is forcing unrealistic standards on person itself and others. Perfectionists have strict standards and a strong motivation to achieve perfection and avoid failure. They are the strictest judge to themselves and others. They only feel valuable when they have achievement and get validation from others. For them, love is conditional. Affection and admission from others is there for them only when they do something perfectly. This kind of mindset usually grows in them when they was a child that had a caregiver who was more concerned with the final result than the process or the effort itself. If you get a 100 score, you'll get compliments. And if it's less than that, there's no compliment at all, or even tend to be criticized. Because of it, they never feel good enough. According to Charles Karen, perfectionism is not about struggling for excellences, but about perfecting the imperfect self. There's nothing wrong with having high standards in life, but this is different from perfectionism. The difference is in what they say to themselves or others when faced with challenges or failure. A perfectionist tends to have unrealistic targets and uncomfortable with mistakes. For them, failure is a disaster. Therefore, when they face failure, they will whip themselves with hypercritical sentences like, I failed, I am completely a failure, I'm such a failure, an unconstructive mindset. Meanwhile, someone with healthy height standards has realistic goals and can accept mistakes. When the results of what they did are not as it expected, they will think, I have tried as hard and as good as I can, even though the results are not perfect. I satisfied from the process to this result. Not achieving the expected target doesn't mean I am in failure. This mindset helps you fix what needs to be fixed so it continues to grow. If you feel that your perfectionism is bothering you, you can try these methods. First, embrace your imperfection. The process that is far from perfect to achieve something is very normal. This mindset doesn't make us depressed, so it gives space for us to be able to think, to work, and to try our best. Second, replace the excessive self criticism with more realistic ones. When a negative voice comes to mind, be aware of it, acknowledge it, then challenge this voice. Realize that an effort is still useful even when the effort is not perfect, because we learn from that effort. Remember, nobody is perfect. Everyone must have made mistakes. The key is to be responsible for the mistakes. Make it a lesson to be a better one. Move on. When the suffoc- when the suffocating perfectionist thoughts come, say this: I am good